Minnesota's 2017 firearms deer season opens a half-hour before sunrise Saturday morning. As events on Minnesota's outdoors calendar go, only the walleye opener surpasses the opening day of deer season for participation. According to the Department of Natural Resources, some 500,000 hunters, give or take a few thousand, traditionally take to the fields and forests for opening day of deer season. That's a lot of blaze orange, or blaze pink, which this year is legal for the first time in Minnesota. There's reason for optimism heading into this year's firearms deer opener. 3 consecutive mild winters have helped buoy deer populations in most areas of the state, DNR officials say. Northwest Minnesota is no exception, and hunters in several permit areas will be able to buy bonus permits to take more deer this year than in recent seasons. John Williams, Regional Wildlife Supervisor for the DNR's Northwest Region in Bemidji, said in a department deer season preview. Deer populations are at or near management goals in most permit areas of northwest Minnesota, he said. Fawn production was also good this year, another indication of does coming through the winter in good health, Williams said. DNR prognosticators expect deer hunters in Minnesota will shoot about 200,000 whitetails this fall between the archery, firearm and muzzleloader seasons. That's up from last year's take of 173,213, below the record harvest of 290,525 in 2003, and on par with the most recent 20-year average of about 206,000, the DNR said. DNR conservation officers across the state also will be out in force this weekend visiting with hunters and making sure they play by the rules. As in recent seasons, checking for illegal baiting will be a focus. Even during years of plenty, some people succumb to the temptation of placing bait in an effort to draw deer into shooting range, and baiting remains a common violation despite intensive enforcement and education efforts. Unlike North Dakota, where baiting is allowed on private land with only a few exceptions, baiting for deer in Minnesota is illegal. Bait includes grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts, hay or other food that is capable of attracting or enticing deer and has been placed by a person, the DNR said. Last year, the DNR encountered more than 160 cases of hunting over bait, according to Tim Moss, conservation officer in Aseo, Minnesota. That's typically one of our biggest violations that we have, Moss said in a DNR video clip. It carries with it stiff penalties that people need to be aware of. They can lose their firearm or bow that they were using at the time, and they'll also receive a fine. Weather also plays a role in the ultimate success of any hunting season. No big storms are in the forecast, but hunters won't encounter the shirt-sleeve weather they enjoyed during last year's opener, when temperatures flirted with 70 degrees. On the upside, hunters who like snow for tracking should be happy. According to the National Weather Service, hunters in northwest Minnesota can expect a 50% chance of snow Saturday morning and an 80% chance of rain and snow in the afternoon. East-southeast winds of 10 to 13 miles per hour are in the forecast, with gusts as high as 22 miles per hour. Temperatures will struggle to get above freezing, and low temperatures Sunday night could approach the single digits. Minnesota's firearms deer season continues through November 12 in 200 and 300 series permit areas of the state, and through November 19 in 100 series permit areas of northeast Minnesota. Muzzleloader season opens November 25 and continues through December 10, and archery season continues through December 31. North Dakota's deer gun season opens at noon Friday, November 10. For more information on Minnesota deer hunting, check out the DNR website at mndnr.gov or the 2017 Hunting and Trapping Regulations Handbook.